Hey guys, I wanted to come on and we are having a little bit of a celebration today. We could look at it as something not as a celebration, but I'm looking at it as a celebration, and that is that talking about what food storage does for you. Why do you want to have food storage? Is it just another financial burden on your family that never really gets used, or you never do anything with it? And I'm here to show you what it does for you. So for the last few months, my husband's back and shoulder have been bothering him a lot, and we have been concerned about his ability to continue to work in his profession. He's a courier. He delivers packages, and it is definitely a young man's job. And even though he's still a young man, his young man's body is starting to kind of push back a little bit. On Friday, he came home and he could barely walk, and he's been in bed since then. And I look around and I see that I don't have a sense of anxiety. I don't have a sense of stress over it, because we had a very frank talk about, well, what would we do if I couldn't go back to work at my current job? Because in our area, what he makes is a living wage. It's enough. And we have this talk, and we sit down and said, what could we do? And we analyzed all of our resources, and he said, wow, actually, if you couldn't work for the next 6 months, we'd be okay. What we've done is that we have all of our food storage. We have our dairy animals. We have our 3 freezers full of meat. We have our garden. We have all of our dry goods. And on top of that, we've used the Dave Ramsey system. So even if we didn't have 2 years worth of wood for our wood stove, we have an envelope with money for buying wood for our wood stove. And for every other contingency, we have an envelope for car maintenance. We have an envelope for doctors. And then on top of that, we just have general savings, because we have done Dave Ramsey. We don't owe any money on our cars. We don't owe any money on student loans. We have no student loans. We paid those off a really long time ago. And we've done all that on quite a bit less than $40,000 a year as a one-income family. And so I look around and I'm like, well, the only bill we have is our electricity. We have our electrical bill and we have our mortgage. But in my husband, in his wisdom, when we got our food storage topped off this year, he started to take all the excess money that we had in our family and put it towards our mortgage. So rather than making a mortgage payment every 4 weeks, he has been going in and making a mortgage payment every 3 weeks. And we are 6 months ahead on our mortgage. And so with what I bring in from YouTube, which is right now about $530 a month, I could pay for the electrical bills and for any other really big contingency, because we have envelopes full of money, and we would try to keep that money in the envelopes and just live on what I make. And could it be done? What do you guys think? Could it be done? Could a family of 4 live on $530 a month for 6 months while my husband recuperates? The only thing is, we'd really like for that mortgage payment not to be getting retroactively used. We really like it to stay there. And so again, we're looking around for options of other income streams, and also my husband is looking around just in case he can't recuperate. And so hooray for us. We're really excited and feel really blessed by the situation that we're in. And so for those of you who are wondering, what good does food storage do? What good does being a prepper do? It gives you a span of self-reliance where you're not reliant on the government. My husband wouldn't need to go in and apply for unemployment, because for one thing, he wouldn't have been fired. I don't think they could fire him for being hurt. And we don't need to be on food stamps. We already have all the food that we need. We don't need to be on food stamps. We don't need to be on health care, except that because we have a business, that is the scary thing. Because we have a business, if we don't have health insurance, then we have to pay a fine. And our health insurance is through my husband's work. So that does complicate things a little bit. But that's the only thing that really is worrying to us, is the health insurance part of it. So this is what it looks like to use it when there's not an emergency. And we've gotten good enough at building our food storage up that even if we needed to just live on it for a few months, it wouldn't take us very long to build it back up again once my husband was back in a job and up and going. So today, his pain has been enough that as soon as we have people up, we're going to go into community care and see if they can give him any help. And I do feel for his pain, but he has been told by his doctor that the pain in his back and shoulder will heal itself if he will give it a rest, but that if he doesn't give it a rest, it's going to be permanent. And so this is where the rubber meets the road, and we're just kind of making decisions here. So if you see us suddenly coming up with all these videos that are hardcore saving money videos and hardcore skill videos and make-do videos, that's why you're seeing it right now. And I think you guys will like it. It's really what I love to do is try and think of ways to save money and do fun things without having to go to somebody else to make it for you. So we'll talk to you later.